Kayak Fishing Tales is brought to you by Werner and their new Hook series of kayak fishing paddles. The Hook series of paddles are available in the Kamano, Shuna, Skagit, and Tybee and come in 2 fish-attracting colors. The best kayak fishing paddle is a great paddling paddle, a Werner paddle.
My name's Ken Whiting, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the gear that you need to consider if you're going to go kayak fishing in flowing rivers, anywhere that's got significant current. Kayak fishing as a whole, you can usually get away with, you're usually more concerned about what tackle are you going to bring along. But when you're fishing in flowing rivers in and around current, you got to think more about the actual gear you're using. Starting with a kayak, you don't need a kayak that's fast. The current's going to be moving fast enough as is. What you really want is a kayak that's stable, and that's why I'm using the big tuna right now, and the other guys are using the big rigs, and they're perfect river boats. They're just extremely stable. It's almost hard to flip them. You're going to fall off of them instead of flipping them. Now, a paddle, you need, when you're using a wide boat, you need a paddle that's a bit longer than you might normally use. You can get away with a 230 centimeter paddle, which is what I generally use, but these boats are big. You want about a 250 centimeter paddle so that you're not reaching so much for every stroke. Other than that, you need a life jacket, and a good fitting life jacket. There's a good chance you're going to swim and you're dealing with current. This jacket has to stay in place when you're swimming, which means it has to have lots of adjustment points, lots of adjustment straps, good, you need to be able to cinch it down. So when you pull on your shoulders, it's not coming up. Now, helmet, you don't want to be wearing it like this, but a helmet, if you're dealing with any significant whitewater, it's something you should have in your boats that you can throw on for running through that whitewater. That's not something you necessarily need to wear all day long. Finally, there's the footwear. When you're river paddling, it's really important to have good footwear, something that will deal with jagged rocks or slimy rocks, something you don't have to worry about your footing with, and that's why I'm using a 3T barefoot shoes. So those are a few pieces of gear that you really need to consider if you're going to be paddling in and fishing in flowing rivers. And that's your kayak fishing tip of the week.
For outstanding customer service, expert advice, and an extensive selection of quality kayak fishing products, visit Hook One at kayakfishinggear.com.